Peace. How you doing? Just late night. Just finding I know personally I do a lot of thinking at night. And then tonight I found myself just reflecting on, like my fatherhood as me being a black father in America. And, I had my firstborn son and a lot of things that, I did and, a lot of mistakes that I made, especially with dealing with, his mother and going through visitation, like the child support thing, and like even like going through it with like the child support, that made me like very, very angry, you understand? And, for a time there, I just felt like, fuck it, man, I don't want to deal with it or whatever like that, or deal with the kid or whatever. But I eventually like matured and just began to deal with it slowly. But I was dealt a raw, stick from his mom's. As far as that, I had the legal visitation, and everything. She went out of state, and then she fell away from communication. You understand? So I wasn't reaching out because I felt they wasn't reaching out. But then when I finally got with my son, he was like about 16. But I was in contact with him a couple of times prior before that. But I say that to say this, really listening to him, that he was so hurt, he thought that I abandoned him and this and that and whatever. And, and I began to learn like that process broke him, you understand? And, I was just trying to help him to heal through it as far as that. I told him that I apologized and I brought him together with his brothers. I told all of them I loved them equally. Excuse me, as far as that. We all hugged and whatever. But once he went back home to his mother after the summer, once again, the process started over again. And then I didn't hear from him, you understand? So, sometimes, we just go through things that's really traumatic. I just wish that I had the opportunity to go to therapy with him and, work through it, So I try to tell a lot of the young fathers to, participate with your child, you understand? Because once you have that child, with the mother, once y'all separate, you tend to get upset with the mother and then you just go off, And, this is a cycle that's been going on, not only in the black community, but just around the world, period, you understand? And kids need their fathers, no matter if it's a male or a female, whatever, as far as that. I try to tell a younger generation that, that's still a part of you. You understand? And once that mother gives birth to that child and, y'all don't get along or whatever, as far as that, it's still your obligation and responsibility to help nurture that child's mind and to help them grow. You understand? Things that happen in your life, you might not want that to happen to your child. So you always just try to provide and do better. You understand? But, parenting don't come with a handbook, as far as that. Every day is a living and a learning lesson that, I was grateful for. And I was very happy that, my wife of now was able to help me to become a better person along that process, you understand? But, it's real, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of us males get very angry, like with the child support, you don't want to be bothered. But then you got to remember that child is going through a lot too. You understand? Mentally, as far as that. You understand? So your absence is also damaging. You understand? So always try to reach out with a phone call or just try to get another mutual family member or something like that where you can, work it out with the kid or whatever as far as that. You understand? Because you got to understand that once a child is born, it's greater than the parents. You understand? So, that's just some thoughts that I was just having on a late night. I just wanted to take the time to share with y'all. And I definitely appreciate each and every one of you for taking time to watch the video. You also, too, free to inbox me, ask me any questions about, what I might think about something or whatever like that. And listen, I'm not here to be judgmental. I'm just here to give you my honest opinion on what I think about it. But listen, don't forget to love yourself, hold it down all day. TikTok, baby. Peace.